to give my yes to you today. I choose to hear your voice and live.
Good morning. It's Friday, the 15th of November, and look at the crema on this coffee this morning. If you have your Bibles, turn to Matthew 6 verse 1, Matteus 6 vers 1. En voor ek aangaan, wil ek net sê vir die Afrikaanse lesers, gister wat ek uit Psalm 12 vers 6, eintlik in die Afrikaanse Bybel is dit vers 7, die boodskap was nie van toepassing op vers 6, dis vers 7 gister. But today, Romans 6:1, Romeine 6:1. Beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them. Otherwise, you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. Oftentimes we fall into the trap of thinking we must never do things for personal reward. Ons moet altyd beskeie wees en ons moenie iets doen waaroor mense ons sal later dank en dis eintlik 'n wanpersepsie. Want hier sit die Here klem op die feit dat dit wat jy doen en as jy dit goed doen, dan moet jy gewaardeer daarvoor. You must be thanked, you must be praised for what you've done, you must be rewarded for your good deeds. There's a saying that says, if a thing isn't good for something, then it is good for nothing. And when we do something that's worthwhile, know that the Lord will reward us. And what are the rewards? Well, Old Testament, the guys spoke about financial reward and blessings, and you just look at Job, all three of his friends, even his wife, said you must have done something wrong because physically you aren't being blessed. The psalmist writes about the fact that no evil will ever befall the righteous. But that's not true. Jesus says in this life you will have trouble, persecution, problems. And so the reward that Jesus is talking about, the reward that your Father will give you, is not necessarily physical, financial rewards, but it's spiritual rewards. And I was thinking about the form of those rewards. Sometimes just the satisfaction of doing something good is reward enough. Just knowing that you did it with the best of intentions, with the goodness of your heart, is a self-satisfaction that you experience just because you know that you've done the right thing. The other form is more work. The reward for doing good is to get more to do. Think of the parable of the talents. The one lazy servant's talents are taken away and given to the one who has the most, the one who did the most. So if you work hard, you will get given more to do. Not if you work hard, you'll get rest and relaxation. The Lord will reward you with more work. And that's something to think about, that the reward that Jesus gives us is the opportunity to do more good, more right, more work. And then thirdly, the vision of God. When you've done something really well that have made your parents proud, and the school has phoned your parents and said, listen, your son at school today did this and this and this, and we are so proud of him. When you walk into the house, you walk in with a sense of goodness and wellness, and your parents, you can't wait to see your mom and dad and for them to just affirm and love on you and say, my son, you've made us so proud, well done. Imagine the vision of God. You don't have to fear walking into his presence one day. And this Lord's Day, as we gather to worship on Sunday in church, the gathering of the saints, coming to God's presence with a sense of accomplishment and achievement and of reward. Just think about that, as opposed to people who haven't read their Bibles and haven't prayed and haven't done any of the stuff that they were supposed to do. And now they come to church and the pastor preaches and sounds like he's shouting just at them, or moaning or complaining or directing his sermon just at them. So the reward, beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them. Don't just do it to get man's affirmation, man's appreciation. But if you do, that's okay. but do it so that your Father is in heaven can reward you with that sense of just well-being and satisfaction, that sense of, I can do even more of this, and I can inspire others to do more good with me, and I can walk into God's presence. I can enter into without fear, and just rather with love and acceptance and affirmation and blessing. Those are the rewards of our Father in heaven. And can I challenge you to aspire to that and think about that over the weekend? Maybe you want to come and have a cup of coffee with me and chat about it. But may the Lord bless you. Lord willing, see you Monday again.